Well, all right. YouTube, Facebook land, social media land. Salima and I are in the house today to bring you more information, and we try to get it to you as soon as we get it. Right now, Salima is on a roll. She's pulling her hair all the way out. She's getting her antennas set. She's in nature all the time, picking up on all the information that we need and relaying it back to you. And nobody can tell you better than she can what she got in store for you today. Let them have it.
This is a poem called Let's Go to the Movies. Let's go to the movies. The sleepwalkers are just talkers. What is there to contemplate when we're living in a captive state? People living like ghosts in the shell, waiting on the night breed to usher in different infidelities, witnessing hell raisers from beyond. There is a spook sitting by the door, waiting to greet the brother from another planet, surviving strange days while Jupiter is ascending. Grab your dark crystal, cause this shit's mythical. You are the day the earth stands still. They put everyone in quarantine to create titans from ion graphenes to mimic you and me like blackface memes. Life force is never ending, but that story did because they relied on your fascination with man while getting paid from your inability to pay attention. Yet man is just a phantasm, a cataclysm of alluring bullshitism. You see, they live because we sleep. They, they live because we sleep. You are the day the earth stands still. And like Harry Potter, what part of your enemy's soul is hiding in you? What frailty of interstellar proportions leaves grains worse than the sands of doom, begging Alia to get out of my mind, consuming solid green while believing its spice? Are you a Horcrux or a poltergeist? Fatigued from fighting Star Wars, playing you like a game, craving the Matrix like Cypher, commingling with the Lord of Illusions, who's cursed to emulate these fast colors. Yeah, y'all blanket us with the big trouble in Little China, and now our brood is used as the gain of function for their wicked brew. Always saying I come in peace while actively practicing the art of war from the east. They removed the indigenous being from our land, serving us death by temptation without fear of retaliation, yet afraid of our abilities to Star Trek. So they spin a frightener's tales from the hood, saying it's urban decay. Try calling it what it really is. Open air penal colonies falling into darkness like the cities of Ember. Timber, motherfuckers. We are the day the earth stands still. As to the end of days, the prophet speaks. My Adola burst required a fire force to investigate the spawn of a golden child having golden children all over the place, spewing verbal flames unintentionally leading to fame, trying to keep us in a metaphysical entanglement, not understanding how we've been spirited away from self, locked in a ghost story of true romance that's really a creep show of the Biblio. Like Valerian, unknowingly part of another selfish plan because you didn't recognize the fifth element in the palm of your hands. Unable to read your enemy's mind, not understanding the thing is a case 39, creating havoc with the chronosphere, crashing like waves back and forth through time. But here we are afraid to make a wrinkle in time, tessering out of form, through form, into form. Hey Quade, I'ma need you to open your mind or continue to fall. My people face the total recall that we are the day the earth stands still. That's my speak.
Look out, Maya Angelou, R.I.P. That was great, Salima. Great, really.
Gratitude, gratitude. That came from like all the movies that I ever thought was like mind-opening movies. I was listening to Brother Sanchez. He had a guy on the other day. They were talking about these movies, and the young man was saying how Black people are supposed to watch these movies. They're supposed to be getting the messages. And I find that what he was saying is true, but I find it disturbing because we still watching movies. Like we don't under all we want to do is figure out the puzzle. We don't want to do anything about the puzzle. So to
Right.
me, watching these esoteric movies is bullshit. Because if you have the message, why aren't you moving on it? Why aren't you utilizing it? Why aren't you stepping into your proper place?
Because,
Because, go ahead, Goddess.
because they think it's entertainment.
Like that show that was off, I don't know, it was this black show, it was real big, where they had monsters and they were going through time, and it was this black family, I guess, and it was real big. And I'm watching women of, black women, aka indigenous women, watch this show, and they're saying all this metaphysical, but I'm like, none of them are in their communities. None of them are doing anything to help anybody. Y'all are just watching these shows.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why I do what I do, because that's the part in the Bible about our women, and it means indigenous women. These women study for years. They go to school and college for years, but they have done nothing for their people. All they've done is earn degrees and decrees of their master.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to stop that, because these women are under the patriarchy paradigm, because they're still pied pipering other women into that system, especially younger women. And we have to get out of that. This stuff is not entertainment for you to just, okay, so you got the message. Now what? What are you going to do with this message? Who are you going to teach? So,
Mm-hmm.
it's all right to watch movies, but you should be, and it's all right to get the message out of them too. But if you can't move beyond being entertained, you're still just a deadhead being entered and entertained by the beast, because you're not entering yourself and attaining your own knowledge to put out. It,
And I want to expand on that. I would say if you watching these types of movies that Salima's talking about, and nowhere all the time you are thinking entertainment, that means when the truth frequency hits you in the movie, you ignored it. You ignored it. You didn't know what it was. You don't know what Eureka feels like because you're not studying yourself. Had you been studying yourself, you would recognize these let's say truth angles hitting you while you're watching the movie. Something should go out like, damn, that was deep. I wonder what the author or the producer was trying to convey. That's what we should be looking at, not entertainment. We should be critiquing the author, critiquing the movie, critiquing how it made us feel. I mean, we should be reviewing, and we should be like putting shit in our minds that hit us during that. And then that's a whole, you can live your whole life researching shit like that and coming up with answers and finding out, this,
well,
they put this part in there for a reason to get us to think about this. So a lot of us are behind. I already told y'all, you derelict of duty anyway. When you see what these people, these beasts, are putting in front of our face, there's lessons in there for you to learn. And because you don't learn them, then you can't progress, you can't move forward, you can't help me. You can't. If I'm talking to you and I'm getting a blank stare from you, I'd rather come talk to my plant or go talk to a tree or something. We just don't get certain things that could propel us exponentially to another level. We like being
facts.
stuck. We like the system doing things for us, telling us what to do, so we don't have to use our brain cells. Well, guess what? If you don't use them, you lose them. Think about that. Think about being 60 and your brain cells don't work right. You can't remember shit. You can't do shit. You don't research shit. You don't know what you're talking about. Stop talking. Okay? Start listening and resonating with the truth. And with that being said, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I'm thinking, yeah, we really do go to the movies for entertainment. We get our popcorn and our beer, and we just look at the graphics. We don't even really care what the subject is. We're not relating anything to us, which you should be on the level where everything that they do is about us, for us, against us, but that us stays there. Don't remove yourself out of what they want you to see. Don't think, oh, that's there. Oh, that's in China. Oh, they're doing that there. Okay? This is a world order. It's not new, but it's the order that we have to break out of or to recognize. And so we can become different beings than what we are. We should be on the same level thinking that those cells should be spreading throughout the ether to our people because we have nature in common. But some of us we just don't get it. So before I get upset, I'm gonna let Salima continue. I was getting heated for real. I'm tired of saying the same thing over and over again.
I
Okay,
know,
so I
Goddess.
digress.
I know. But it's okay because that's the way it is. That's the way the favor is about women like us. Because goddesses, we haven't we haven't been given a job. We are the job. You see what I'm saying? So people don't understand women like us a lot of times. When they don't understand when I say, well, I am source. I am a part of source, that everything I acquired to set out to do usually happens like 95% of the time. But that's because I have to put myself in that mind state that I am source and I'm out here to do the work that source asked me to do. So when I say I'm a source, I am source's resource. Source is using me as a resource to put out this message.
Absolutely.
So that's what I mean when we say we are a part of source. We are part of the energy of whole, the real energy, not this fake bull going on. So when I say I am source, as a whole, source knows how to send out who it needs to send out to get what it needs. So I am one of those vectors, as the scientists like to say. I'm a vector that they send out and say, listen, this goddess knows us. She is going to go give us back to us. You see, back to our children, because our children have been turned away from source. They're relying on outside, and source is inside, outside, everywhere you could think of. So that's the purpose of these PowerPoints. I want us to stop just recognizing the magic and start utilizing the magic, because we're still stuck if we're only ooh and ahhing about the magic. Let's go utilize the magic. So today's today is a teaching class. Yes, I've done PowerPoints, and yes, I've done all kind of things on here. But today I bought books and everything, which means there is no slides and all of that. The goddess might want to pull up something every now and then. So that's what we're going to do. But right now we're going to talk about how North America is Latin America. And our people, for a lack of education and for lack of knowledge, do not recognize this. We're being told that South America is Latin America, even though they don't speak Latin.
Hmm.
You understand? They speak Spanish. And when you try to utilize their dictionaries per se, their dictionaries don't necessarily let you know if you're speaking Latin, English, or anything like that. It will give you certain derivatives, but usually they're speaking Spanish. And I say this because I want y'all to understand, when I keep bringing this up, this Webster's New Collegiate Dictionary, Oxford's has a dictionary too, right? And every time I see Oxford's dictionary, it says, not all of them, but some of them, says Oxford's what? English dictionary, right? But
Mm-hmm.
every time I come across a Webster's, even the older ones from the 1937s and stuff, it only says Webster's New Collegiate Dictionary. It only says Merriam-Webster's World Dictionary or unabridged. It never says Merriam-Webster's English Dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why. So these are the things that are in plain sight that we are not recognizing. So I do have a problem with people that are always pushing our people to speak languages that are foreign to them. And I love foreign language. It does sound beautiful. People with accents sound nice. But we as indigenous beings, that's right, my
Mm-hmm.
language. Greetings and salutations. Sabaho.
Greetings.
Yes.
Peace, brother.
Yes. Nikila. Is it Naleka? Naleki.
That's what I call them. Naleki.
Nalek. Greetings and salutations. Yes. So we have a problem as people when we won't perfect the language that we speak, and we have not perfected it. One of the first lives I did with the goddess, I had dictionaries. Remember, goddess, and we were
Oh
talking
yeah.
about the language and that we speak Latin, and that no one has gone in to understand why I keep saying that. Because if you're using this, you're using a Latin codex. Every word that you speak that is Latin, it specifically says it in the Webster's Dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is Oxford's English Dictionary. So let's go to any word. I'm going to go to one of my herbalists, my herbs. Let's go to catnip because all the herbs that I use are in what dictionary? And they all have what names?
Latin.
Latin names.
Yes.
So I only wrote a few herbs here today. I didn't want to overdo it because this class is going to be Latin, herbalism, and numbers. And this is what my classes are like. All of these things are on here because they all overlap for whatever reason, and I'm going to put them in the spider's web for you so you can connect the dots. So the herbs I'm going to use today: ginger, catnip, burdock, cinnamon, damiana, dandelion, and mulberry, red clover. Okay? So let's go to ginger, G. And this is what studying is. This is not me having to, y'all have to start studying. I'm not going to keep PowerPoints, putting PowerPoints together that I know you're just going to glance at, get a little bit of information out of, and then y'all good to go. No, no. You have to study. People who are studying, guess what? They take notes.
Got my pencil ready.
I know that's right, goddess. So, gimmick, gin, ginger, origin, late Old English, ginger free, ginger, conflated and mingled English with Old English. Both from Old English with Old French gingermum, from Greek, pali, 1A, now a hot spicy rhizome of the plant zingiber. Now, officinalis. Now, they just call ginger zingiber. Guess what zingiber is? Zinger is Zingiber is ginger's Latin name. That's right. But they don't tell you here. Oh, yes, they do. From Latin and then from Greek. So I want you to be aware that these things are not as old as they want you to believe. The only thing that is old as us in antiquity are the so-called weeds that they like to pull. So one of the weeds that they love to cut down is called the dandelion. I'm in my Webster's dictionary now, and I'm going to look up dandelion. Why? Because I need our people to understand that you are speaking your own language, especially when you're talking about herbs, what they like to call weeds. It's actually called organ nutrient food. Dandelion. Now they're going to say Middle French for this. Lion's tooth. Any of a genius, Taraxacum of yellow flower composite. Any of the genius, herbs T. officinalis, sometimes grown as a pot herb, and nearly cosmopolitan as a weed. The first thing, one of the reasons why Roundup, the weed killer, like Roundup and all these other things were created, was to get rid of organ nutrient for us, for our people. Be aware. Things like Roundup, all these herbicides, insecticides were created to kill off our natural organ food so that they could create organic, create and grow their organic food staples for humans. So Roundup is created for a reason. It's there to destroy our natural food staple and to tell us, they teach us that it's ugly to the realm. A natural, organic, an organ food that we need is considered ugly. So you have to realize you're dealing with a corrupt and adulterated being that would come onto another realm and kill your food because it's not aesthetically pleasing to them and give you their chimera food. So that's a problem in itself. So Roundup, we have to realize, was created to destroy natural organ nutrients that we need. Burdock, all these things that people pull out of their yard for these beautiful plants that humans like to share with us. Aren't they beautiful? But our realm isn't based on, the beauty is that the realm takes care of you with what it grows. Now the humans have come along and destroyed your organ nutrient intake for you so you can live, so that they can have some pretty shit to fucking look at. Come on, people, I need you to think. They're destroying your realm, your organ nutrient foods that you need as an organ being, so that when they go out their door, your realm can be aesthetically pleasing to them. Hell no. Hell no. So let's keep moving. So in here, they did acknowledge that ginger from Latin, but they also say from Greek. They also say from French. They always say, what they're telling you is that these are the different terms that these different beings who use. But the truth is, it's all Latin. Why? Because you're in Latin America. Using what? A Latin codex. You're using a Latin codex to understand your realm. All of these herbs I mentioned are Latin. Let me tell you what's not real Latin. This beast of a plant that I see in my new surroundings, it's called a philodendron monstera. And it's a pretty plant. But don't it sound like a dinosaur to you? Just checking. And it's beautiful green plants, almost like a palm, but with the palms cut up at the bottom. And it's called a philodendron monstera. And guess what? That's Greek. So you have to realize that when we're dealing with the, go ahead,
Was that
goddess.
MON Stera? Monstera?
Yeah, like
monster?
MOE, like monster with an A at the end, monstera.
Okay.
So remember when you go to Black's Law Dictionary, which I unfortunately don't have in front of me, and I'm in the library, but this is school. Get your dictionary, and you'll learn that if you're talking about a human, you're talking about a monster.
Exactly.
Exactly. So Greeks are what? Humans. So when we have these, now red clover, I really love red clover. I found out that red clover are legumes. You wouldn't think it to look at it because we only eat the flower part of the plant
They're
to
the
stay
what?
well.
They're-
Legumes like beans and peas. So
oh,
we
oh, okay.
right,
Legumes.
right. So we've never allowed red clover, to fully grow. We keep cutting all our stuff down for aesthetic purposes. And there are things going on in this realm that they're trying to tell us we need y'all to stop cutting everything down based on aesthetics. These things are growing for a reason. That's why I put people in their Bible to help them understand. These things grow without you seeding. Red clover grows without you seeding it because it is part of the natural realm. It is part of natural law. And when you don't feel good, what do? We go drink red clover tea, correct? Red raspberry tea. So we're destroying our natural realm for aesthetics point of view. And now the cities get involved. And what do they do to make sure that the organ nutrient people are going to continue to destroy their own realm? They're going to come in and they're going to say, "Oh, your grass is too high. You need to cut that grass." And when you cut your grass at the very beginning of spring, what happens? The birds, the bees, the natural bees of the realm, not these other things. The natural bees of the realm, they don't get the food resources that they need, right? Because aesthetically, the city says aesthetically, this natural realm isn't pleasing to its eye anymore. Yeah. Yeah, this realm is big on what shit look like and not what shit really is. So, do all herbs or weeds have Latin names? The natural ones of the realms do. Now, some herbs and weeds are not natural. Okay, like I don't know what stativia is. You understand what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
this new stuff they keep introducing as plant or replacement, it's a chemical. It's
Yes.
something that it's a chimera plant they put together. Trust and believe. I know they love to put together chimeras to fool the people. Now, on your Webster's Dictionary, you have an alphabet page, which is going to be page 32 and 33. Yep, we in books. We in books. So y'all going to have to go back and study. So I have let me get the books together before we go any further. My apologies. My apologies. I was wrong. I have 3 of her books. This is Phyllis A. Balk. This is the latest one, I think, but I have 1 and 2. I think this is 4. It's called The Prescription for Nutritional Healing. And in here, she always lists her herbs, the Latin names and what they do, and what vitamins and minerals they possess. So this is her book. And everything that I'm using is for educational purposes. Every name I'm saying is for educational purposes. But one of my favorite herbalist books is Back to Eden. And this is what led me on the path. Because I'm as an herbalist, you're studying all these herbs. And then they're saying some of these herbs are weeds, and that Roundup kills these weeds. Get the bigger picture. This is me putting so to connect the dots of all the previous lives and everything we've ever done. Because after this, I'm done. Everything else is going to be inside Yasidi University. So we have Phyllis A. Bulk, Prescription for Nutritional Healing. Of course, you know me, my Webster's Dictionary, Webster's New Collegiate Dictionary, 1973 edition.
Looks worn out.
It is. You know this one, man. Look, I could pick up the cover.
Right.
That's all I've been doing is picking up the cover. Okay, and I have my Bible. Of course, you always need to study with your Bible. The Bible will always help you go back because it says so in Genesis. Let the earth produce. And what our world has been producing for us, the humans have been steadily destroying it with things like Roundup, Agent Orange. So that last chemical burn that they did when they said it was the wildfires from Canada, and all of a sudden you had that orange haze over New York and the Midwestern and Eastern seaboard of our realm, that was Agent Orange. That was an acid rain. And the only plants that I saw really affect the worst were the burdock. So they went after the burdock purposely. Be aware, they just went after the burdock with that Agent Orange rain. And I saw the roses. Some of their chemically produced plants didn't do too well either under that. So yes, they did just use that with that chemical burn earlier this year over the summer. They did go after the burdock. They're going after our natural organic nutrients because the only way that they can truly defeat us now is to keep us fully from our realm. And that's almost here with some of these people. You know, they want the 3D system, they want the matrix. But for people like me that are a part of Source, who are following the message of Source, I'm out here to do my job and say, listen, this is fake. What you see is fake. And they make it feel good and they make it smell good and look good. But it's because once you stop maintaining it, see, and that's the thing about our realm our people don't get. When you go to Genesis, go to Genesis 1. Genesis 1:14, or is it 1:11? Genesis 1:11. Then God said, let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants, and trees on the land that bear fruit with seed in it, according to their various kinds. Now, what happens in man's realm? In Genesis 2:15, the Lord God took man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. So, this is why I'm always touting abstain from their realm. Because the minute your black hands stop maintaining and sustaining their shit, it's going to fall the fuck apart. And guess what you'll see? Your realm. You don't want to see your realm. You scared of your realm. You don't want to see your realm. Because even though the realm taking care of the 3D matrix is hard work and wearing us out with heart attacks and strokes and embolisms and stuff, that's all we know. That is still all we know. But the truth is, it can only survive if you maintain it. That means you're giving your good works to the very people that are destroying you. But if you take your beautiful ether 9 ether, And I mean that 9 ether. How you know you got 9 ether here, but you got 10 digits? Come on, people. Ain't no counting in this realm without zero. Causality. Causality. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Are you a 9 ether being or what? Because I some of the stuff, but we're gonna get it together. But anyway, you are causality, okay? And we have been destroying what has been prepared for us. Our mother and father perfected the most beautiful nursery for their children that would provide us everything as parents should do. And then this usurper came along and said, oh, no, y'all got to work for it. Work for it? What baby do you know work when it's born? They don't. They should never have to work because there's other things to do and you don't know it because the beast got you on their program and you have officially, mentally, physically, and soulfully opted out of your natural realm, out of natural law to follow the program of human man-made law, of human laws. And the only reason why this realm is still kicking y'all ass is because y'all choose to sustain it. You choose to maintain it. And I understand because that is the education you've been given. And the education they're always going to give us is there's enough for them, but it's scarcity for us. There's always enough for them, but it's only enough a little bit for us. But it's more of them than us. I really need y'all to come to fucking school. Okay, so let's get back in these. Because this is my curriculum. This one page is a whole curriculum. This is the curriculum. This is it. All that fanciness, all these books and that, I said, we don't need that. Dictionary, Bible, science. So you can unravel some of this, but you need herbalist books. You need all your herbalist books. So the next question is, we were going to do languages because language is important. This is how they keep getting us. Page 32, there is a table. Yes. Now, in your Webster's Dictionary, there is a table that's supposed to show ancient languages, right? So they show Hebrew, they show Arabic, they show Greek, they show Russian, and they show Sanskrit. Now, whenever you see a word in a dictionary and you want to define it, it will say this word was transcribed. We all know that words were supposedly transcribed by the Greeks. No, that's not a civilization. That's not what you think it is. Okay, and they'll show English, or they'll show like sometimes where words are from, but it's always Latin. Always Latin. When you go to this alphabet table, there's always English on the right side and their language on the left side. And I want you to start looking at this table so you can start understanding what this great source is saying to you about the language that you speak. You live in Latin America. Why? You use a Latin codex. But you've been thrown in with other people, immigrants who have no business on your realm, and they're using other languages. And in order for us to get along and speak intelligibly together, they created something called English. Now, legalese is from Europe, period. The Moors created legalese. That's how they get down. They're going to admit it to the day they die and let them. Because when this shit fall apart, they going to have to be accountable that they helped do this shit to our realm. Because we didn't want the Moors over here no more than them. They're patriarchy too. Patriarchy. They look like me, but they don't like me. Moors have men running their households. I mean, unless I meet a man that can understand the language, I don't know what to tell you. I have not met any man that can run a household successfully.
Right.
And even good, and I'm not talking, and I'm not putting no man down. I love my men. I love good men. They produce wonderful children. But hear me now. Man is under monotheism. So even if he produced what is called a morally upright, good children, people who won't go out and molest because they're part of the system, they're still molesting and abusing the indigenous beings in some form.
Mm-hmm.
So they always talking about the alpha and omega in the alphabet. Now the alpha, they don't want to tell you, is the beginning of the language.
Wow.
Latin. Not all this other stuff. And all these other languages are derived from Latin. Because how can South America, a mainly Spanish-speaking country, be Latin, but they don't speak Latin?
That's right.
Right. So, and this is what I'm saying. Like, my people cannot understand beyond what people are telling them because they're being entered and attained by the beast. So we all know, if we don't know, that English is legalese. Now, I just learned about cultivation. Cultivate is the word, it's the transitive verb to prepare or prepare and use for the raising of crops, specifically to loosen or break up the soil about growing plants. Now, when we're dealing with natural law and man-made law is cultus, Latin cultus, to cultivate. That means they have to disturb the land. Now, in natural law, it just comes up, right? Like magic to us, right? So even as a farmer, when I'm cultivating and I'm digging and I'm tilling, guess what I'm destroying? The worms, the spiders, all the things that help make the realm, the mucilage realm that we need. We destroy it when we till, when we cultivate, because you have to till the ground to cultivate it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the ground has to get used to growing that poisonous human seed, that human food staple, because we've already established that it is poisonous. If you do not understand, go back to our PowerPoint, organ nutrients versus organic human food staples, and you will see I put it all out there. It's almost like a whole college education for anybody that was paying attention. Okay? So when you're doing these things, you have to understand that you are in two different realms. So to cultivate, Latin is cultus, to prepare or prepare and use for raising of crops, Genesis 2:15. To foster the growth of culture, to improve by labor or study. Has the indigenous, aka black man or woman, been improved by labor under these people? Have our situation under laboring under these humans, laboring in their system, has it improved? Hell, fuck nah.
No.
See, and this is the studying that we're not doing for ourselves. So I came in to break it down. So the next word is cultivar, and it is cultivate. It means cultivate a variety of things by a variety of techniques and a variety of other organisms. An organism of a kind originating or persistent under cultivation. So where do these seeds and organisms come from that grow in our realm? Because literally, if we stop planting, all the things that are considered food would stop growing. But guess what would thrive? Organ, nutrients, That's
Yeah.
right, for the Oregon people, for the AKA, what you say, goddess Negro, because the goddess showed me that. She came on one day, she was like, goddess, what is Negro spelled backwards? At first I was all like, I don't want to know. And then I wrote it down. I said, oh my God, it's
Yeah,
Oregon. You
that's right.
bad. You bad,
No
goddess. And that's what
coincidence.
I say. We got to do this all together. I can't see everything. Y'all the ones. It's like when y'all come in and y'all, man. So yeah, we don't understand that our realm would thrive once we go hands off with the human realm. But like I said, that human realm tastes good, feel good, fuck good, smell good. You ain't gonna let that go just yet. Now you got the new technology. But guess what? You're gonna have to work harder because now they've got their new penal worker colony here.
Hmm.
And that's why they've been pushing Black Girl Code and Black Boy Code in Detroit. Is free for all of our students. We ain't got money for schools, but they got free coding for our kids. Wonder why? They want to get you acclimated to the new system, further and further away from natural living and closer to computerized
AI.
human living. AI, that's right.
Mhm.
So these are the things that I just wanted to bring to light today because we're not studying. And I do want to thank a few. Skylar World, thank you so much for your time and attention today. I love you. I know I see him say thanks, Grandma. I love that. So yeah, it's like we're really not paying attention to the realm because we don't want to. We don't that realm for a lot of us is dead, but it's not. The only way we'll realize that this still alive is once the 3D matrix of the human realm falls away. And that'll only happen when we start being hands off because you will see for yourself. Your realm will thrive for you. And that's another thing. We're so concerned with these houses and things and these things we can't let go. But how would you know what this realm can do for you
Hmm.
because of you unless you let go of the other shit? But we're afraid to step out. This realm will not only produce your food, it will produce the shelters that you need. You know how on Star Trek they would go in and they would go into their quarters and say water, and just a cup of water would appear, or they would say food, and whatever type they wanted would appear. That's what this realm is for us. But because we can't let go, we can't understand the magic and the possibility of this realm for us. You have to let go of the 3D, and that is frightening because that's all we freaking know. But our realm is at a precipice where it needs us to decide. And I believe that's where the reaping of the 144,000 come in. It's not just about the life and death per se. This 3D matrix will go on whether I'm here or not. The point is, do I want to go on with the 3D matrix or do I want to go on within the natural law realm that was created, manifested for me, so that I don't have to work until the day I die, so that I don't have to be at the stove cooking for my family, and that's the last meal I ever cooked for them because I've been working 2 and 3 fucking jobs and going to school. There is a natural realm out here that you cannot see because you are afraid to let go of the 3D matrix. This matrix only. Okay, guys, go ahead.
um, I just wanted to share this with you. Some time ago in my studies, I came upon a lesson whereas basically it was saying like the place where you live, go outside and look at the weeds that's growing up there at your house or near your residence around you, and that's what you need to be eating. Meaning that nature is intelligent enough to know that you're deficient in this, and so it grows it right there for you, right? Put it right at your fingertips, and so If you do, what's the ramifications of that? If it's true, then we have our own roadmap to health individually put there for you by nature. Okay.
And your immortality comes back.
Yes.
And see, and that's what we don't understand. Following natural law means your immortality is good to go. But when you're in 3D matrix, now you have the disease of suffering and you have mortality. Now you have
Mhm.
to live the life of a mortal.
The mere mortal.
See, a mere mortal. What did the Hulk say when Bruce was in that mirror shaving and all of a sudden he saw the Hulk? The Hulk snatched him and said, "Puny human." No, man, I don't want no life of no mortal. I want immortality. That is mine.
Yes.
That is my trust. And
Right.
we don't understand it through the language that's been given to us through the English. We don't understand it through the all these other goodies that taste good, feel good, and all of that other good stuff. So we really have to get out of that. And it's hard. I know it's hard, but we can do it. We can do it. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
So let me see. What else did I have? Oh, and did you know also that red clover is not only a legume, it's part it can fix bacteria
Wow.
for nitrogen, for the nitrogen. So all this stuff, carbon capture and all this stuff, they're lying to our people. And that's why I have a fear of black people because they're more than readily to go along with the lie because they don't understand that they're not educated. All they are is trained to sustain and maintain the 3D realm. If and it's hard to let go of something you have worked so hard for that you have been told is the real world. See, right now they're like Neo. They some of these people have worked too long, or they're like Cipher, not Neo. Neo was ready to leave. Cipher was curious in the Matrix, the first Matrix. The young man Cipher, he could
Mhm.
decipher the Matrix. He could see some. He wasn't there for no reason. He was there, but he had worked too hard and he had been too long inside of the Matrix to appreciate natural law. Because see, natural law was kicking his ass and he didn't mind the ass whooping that man-made law was putting on him, taxing them, working them. He didn't care. Guess what? He was eating steak. He had a roof. He had the lights, and he didn't have to work.
Mhm.
And that's what we don't understand. Natural law really is not work. You're not tapped in to say, I require, desire, and need this, and it will produce it. But because we've been trained to toil. That's how we've been trained. Can you see that?
Yes.
Man,
Toil.
soil. That's
Toil.
organ. Organic people, what? Toil. Organ people are supposed to do what?
Nothing. Follow the law of natural law. Follow natural law.
Why are we not following natural law? We're not following natural law because we haven't been raised in natural law. That's not our fault.
Mhm.
Accept that it is not your fault. It is not the fault of the parent. It is not any of our fault. The only thing that is our fault is after we learn these things, we stay. We stay. And trust me, I have met enough. Um, not, I wouldn't call them Jesuits per se, but I would say that they're Black people who have been in the system so long that to them I am a freak of nature. I am a complete oddity. Like, what? You see what I'm saying? That's how it is.
I know the feeling.
So right. So when we're dealing with humans, we have to realize all their magic happens where? On television, on
Yeah.
screen. And only the Jesuit, only the bootlicker, only the pawn of Satan is going to tell you, oh, he's so bad. Why are we still in slavery? Because you choose, not him, not because of the person who was blinding you, because the person who has been blinded has been tapped. If you're watching this, you've been officially tapped on the shoulder and say, hey, you're blind. I'm going to remove your blinders. Now, you could either leave them off or you could put them back on and say, I don't like what you showed me, which is what a lot of people do, and I'm all right with that. But be aware that when this matrix falls, you do have a foundation. The point is, what do you want to do with the foundation? The last lesson is numbers. That's what I said. This wasn't even going to take that long.
Mm-hmm.
Studying should not take that long. It shouldn't be, listen, ain't no hour unless you choose the hour.
Right.
You understand? But all of that, and that's why kids hate school. That's why adults hate school, because of what they did to us. They made sure that after they finished with us, we would never want to look at another book or read anything again, which would guarantee us never finding the truth. But it's too many of us like me that's like, that wasn't good enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That
Absolutely.
that 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 wasn't good enough. So I'm going to page 788 in my Webster's dictionary, because this is called the table of numbers. Okay. So in your Webster's dictionary, page 788 and 789, you're going to have a table of numbers. And in these numbers, they're going to have what's called cardinal numbers. And then they'll have Arabic numbers, and they'll have Roman numeral numbers. Okay? And then they'll have ordinal numbers. Okay. Let's not get too confused. I
Right.
went to numbers because number in the dictionary number. Okay, and I went to two. Number, because it's more than so many. A distinction of word formed to denote references to one or more than one. Here's another. Oh, this is the one I really wanted. Numbers one, a unit belonging to an abstract mathematical system and subject to specified laws of succession, addition, and multiplication, especially natural numbers. Now, what the fuck is natural numbers?
All the numbers up to
Natural no.
9.
Thank you. That means anything after 9 is
Made
just
up
made
or
up.
abstract or.
That's right, abstract. 2, an element such as pi. You know the pi sign. Can you see
Yes.
that? I'm not sure. Okay. So when you're dealing with pi, an element as pi of any of many mathematical systems. So we have many mathematical systems for
Mm-hmm.
their realm, not for natural law. The reason why they have many mathematical systems, because it is the only way that they can understand our system through math. The AI is zeros and ones, not us.
Mm-hmm.
The AI is zeros and ones. So anytime you see minerals, um, any type of chemical breakdown of anything, whether it's food, where it's octagonal shape, this type of
Hmm.
bullshit, you know, and they'll have 0.2, that kind of stuff.
Right.
That is literally the only way that they can see our realm. They can't see it. They can't intercede the realm the way I can. It's impossible for them. So the
Right.
AI can only see our realm through all of these chemical equations because that's what they
So
are. They're chimeras.
so they deal with the pi instead of the phi, which is the fire or the spiral in everything that nature built. And so since they're not natural, I mean, you can study some shit all day, but we feel we feel things. We communicate in other ways. We
Right.
communicate directly with the sun. So we got a little bit more understanding. Things can come to us, in other words, when they all they can do is study. Nothing's coming to them from nature. Right. That's why they
So
have to
we
write out everything and stay on script.
right because we know natural law. We feel it. They
Right.
have to study their. We have to study their laws. Why do you have to study human law, but you know your natural law? You know it in your heart and soul as a matriarch, as a man. You know natural law. You know that ain't right. Nobody even had to tell you that. Why? Because it's within you. But
Right.
you have to study man-made laws. Why? Because it is an insecure language in which they can take you into mental, physical, and soulful debt through their system,
Hmm. That's right.
of legalese, liens and means, and all this other stuff.
Peace to
So
the
we have to
goddess.
greetings and salutations. I am Wisdom Faye. It's always good to see you. So we have to
Always.
understand when we're dealing with natural law and man-made law, it's really deep. It goes so deep in what you have to study so that you can start taking these off your eyes. So now we have if you ever feel as if you have a weight of the world on your shoulders, if so, you are contracting in English and you are not contracting in Latin. So, for those who need help to take the weight off your shoulders, I'm going to give you a manifestation that will help you with some of the weight. So, the weight is say your name, whatever your name is, and I am perpetually, harmoniously oscillating within my realm. And I am thankful and grateful to be within this loving space and opportunity.
Hmm.
And that loving space and opportunity can be whatever person you're with at the time or the opportunities that have opened to you at that time. State them, call them out. Okay. So that's the thing. This is a manifestation that will help take some of the weight of the world off your shoulders because I had to start doing it for myself because I found myself carrying too much. I'm like thinking, trying to think for other people. Like, duh, we're like, what are you doing? So
Hmm.
we have to stop that because they tell us preventative. See, the 3D matrix is preventative. So now you're doing extra work to prevent shit.
Right.
But if you was living in the natural world, you wouldn't have to do no preventative nothing. You see what I'm saying? So we're living in a time where they're speeding us up to maintain and sustain their shit because now they done brought in the immigrants and like I said, the blacks are going to feel the push
Hmm.
to compete with these people to keep their spot, but you've lost it. Once they brought them in, that you lost it. It's like musical chairs. Your ass got up, somebody else sat down. Yeah. So
Wow.
understand that you are speaking Latin. When you go into herbalists and farmers, when you go into these books, why is it that the one herb the one that we know considered a weed that Roundup was created to kill, is the one that could save your ass the best, which is the dandelion.
Yes.
Okay, so we need to stop playing these verbal games with these people because, and I've gotten into the habit that when I'm talking to people, I don't mind stopping them. Don't let these people lead the conversation to bullshit. Yep, stop them and be like, why are you questioning? Why are you giving me this line of questioning? Because patriarchs are good for leading the conversation where they need it to go so that they can maintain that arrogant, whatever bullshit they're in. And these women, too, be careful of the women, and I mean all of them, the matriarchs and patriarchs who consider themselves black and want to fight you, argue with you over maintaining and sustaining the system. Okay? Yeah, let's be clear. Because I have to stop. I'll be like, well, why are you asking me this? But why are you, why can't you? No, I want to know why you're specific, because people like to talk to me, but it's usually in a combative point or combative point of view per se. So I had to start learning how to stop people and ask them, like, why are you even asking me this? Because it's usually for some kind of verbal combatant. And I'll tell them, go to Yasini in the house. Well, I got to watch a video because you don't know shit. And I get tired of talking to dumb people, and they don't like it when I respond to them like that then. But basically, that's what I've been seeing, that I've been having to do that, especially with my energy, especially with what I know, especially with the responsibility that I have to this realm. I've been having to stop dumb ass people in their tracks, like, go to Yasini in the house, go watch a video or two, and then come talk to me.
Right.
Because it's hard to talk to people with no education, and they truly believe because they have a high school diploma or a college degree that they could challenge me, goddess, and and then they be so bad when I tear that bitch to shreds. Like, that degree is just your credence for your master, baby. Don't come over here with that. Don't do that. I'm going to rip you a whole new one. Go watch a video so you will have a leg to stand on when you talk to me. Otherwise, don't come holler at me. Don't come. You know what I'm saying? So this is not going to go much longer because we got to get ready to get out of here anyway. But that was a short lesson plan. So I had Latin. That took about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Then we did herbalism. Okay. And then we did numbers. And now what I didn't finish was numbers. If you knew your history, you would recognize that Roman numerals are Latin letters because Latin didn't have numbers. We don't need numbers to see our realm. We don't need numbers to count the realm. I know my trust is enormous. I don't need your numbers to count my trust. That's them. That's them with their ways, leans, and measures. You see what I'm saying? So that was just a little something to, make them think about it. Think about it, y'all. Because the goddess ain't coming up here for nothing.
The statement that I Am Wisdom Faith just put out is so fucking true. And it should be scary. It should be scary. The average person that we're talking to is not even smarter than a fifth grader.
No, they're not.
Yeah, why would I want to talk to you? I would bet they're not even smarter than a fourth grader. My grandkids are smarter than most humans that I knew or used to talk to.
Right.
They can't get nothing. They can't remember shit. They can't use logic because they don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
They can turn their common sense into logic if they knew how and try to skate off of that. But basically, you're just going to have to study something one day or learn something. Or learn yourself or start listening to the inner you who's got all the damn answers. You could tell the motherfucker ain't never meditated. They never went inside themselves. They never just stared at nothingness and watched the visions that appear. your clues, your hints, just ignoring everything. For what?
So
Entertainment and to look cool and to follow trends and to stay on the bandwagon, waiting for somebody to say, drink this Kool-Aid now. It's going to kill you, but you'll be better in your next life. Only the black sheep. It's like, what the fuck? The rest of them are like, let's go. Like, come on. No, y'all go ahead. Yeah, I think you mute, Goddess. I think you mute.
yeah, they called it Jesus juice, so they was good to go. They said this is Jesus juice.
Yes, yes.
So yeah,
Not
that
even,
was a short
not even
lesson
knowing
plan.
when Jesus turned that water into wine, he was using alchemy. Okay, Christians,
You know
alchemy.
what? First of all, I'm so tired of the stories of Jesus. Jesus never even existed. First of all, Jesus is based on
Exactly.
based on a matriarch who they murder, who they planned on murdering her anyway, and then they phallused her ass and turned her into a Jesus instead of leaving her as a sis like she was. So
Right.
I'm done with a lot of these. It's like
Mythological tales.
right, because the truth is, it's always based and behind the matriarch. The matriarch is always hidden behind these tales,
Absolutely.
always. And I have a problem with that, and I have a problem with the men in the society that continue to let it happen, because the society is messed up. But the one mantra that the black man has not let go of so that the society can move forward is that ain't shit no woman can teach me. Black woman can't teach no man nothing. What a woman can teach a man. So under that mantra, y'all been going. Now y'all have been educating yourselves. If the black woman can't do it, and this is our society under men teaching men,
Mhm.
I am not happy. My children are not happy. And my grandchildren will not be happy either. Because men teaching men, and y'all believe y'all know better than us, because the reason why they put it like that is because they don't want the matriarch to teach the patriarch the natural realm. So what did they do? They start, like I say, they always put in these sayings. So what was the first saying that they put in our community? Ain't no woman can teach no man. Women can't teach no man. A woman can, you hear it all the time, Goddess. I know you've heard it. If you are a woman, you
Absolutely.
have heard it. You can push a man out, but you cannot teach him. Now think to what that is doing to the men of our realm. Because right about now, half of y'all can't get no pussy based on y'all where y'all open up y'all mouth and speak. Sorry to be so raw, but I
It's
don't come
true.
here.
It's
I don't
true.
come here for because you let a man teach you about a woman. You so stupid and arrogant. You're going to allow a man to teach you about a woman instead of you saying, "Hey, woman, I really like you. I need to learn about you." No, you're going to
Mhm.
go to chauvinist, misogynistic men who have been abusing us, making babies with us, putting their old spin on who and what we are. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And you're destroying your realm. You are wholeheartedly down for the cause to destroy the rest of the realm. So that was my lesson plan for you know
She said
because
that.
right now I'm dealing with men who they like what they hear. I look good and sound good, but oh boy, ain't no woman can teach no man. You right. You right. If that is your belief, you are right, and you will be the left
Right.
behind. Because I'm telling you, when this stuff fall, I am so ready to be part of natural law. I want my immortality.
That's right. That's right. And for men who think we can't teach them anything, they can't even get here without us. They can't even come to this realm without us.
Ain't that the sad part? They can't even come here without us, but we too stupid to teach them something.
Right.
If that ain't getting slapped and smacked and spit in your face, by the very people you spit out of your body.
Right.
It's like, man, the hold that this realm got on these Bibles, it's wow. It's
Yeah.
and I feel so bad for our and I really feel bad for my daughters.
Mm.
Yep, I really feel bad for my daughters. Those are the ones they're going to suffer next, and there's no telling what they're going to be put through. I know what my mother was put through by me, and I know what I've been put through.
Right.
And here we are with the next generation of beautiful young women where I'm going to be teaching them to be good women and be loving and kind, and this is how you raise, and y'all niggas is gonna be pulling y'all niggas to the side like, oh yeah, you see her, yeah, y'all need to sleep around with a few of them before you get married. It don't matter that they mamas taught them to be good, all you gotta do is seduce them. See, we sick of that. We sick of man. We sick of you dicks running around destroying around with y'all fucking double talk. We sick of that. I got beautiful fucking daughters, and this is why I put out what the fuck I put out. I don't want them seduced by men. I don't want them seduced by black men. I want men to respect women. If you're not gonna respect her and love her, what the fuck you in her face for? Turn your ass around. I'm tired of that. Y'all got time to lie, cheat, and degrade women, but you ain't got time to open up no book and learn shit. You right, you can't learn from a woman. You right. Because the first business I'm going to open up is going to be called 1-800 duct tape that nigga. And every one of y'all I catch, I'm duct taping you naked. And they're going to have to pull the duct tape off your naked body raw. Quit fucking around. Quit fucking over us. We don't like that. Women don't like that.
Y'all better leave the matriarch alone. Okay, all of the matriarch. Yeah, we all feel the same way.
Yeah, we don't like it.
We all experience the same things eventually. Or know somebody.
And we don't want our daughters going through that. And then y'all pointing at them talking about, well, she should have known I wasn't shit.
Yeah.
What kind of creature is you? That's your mentality. Man, you think I want my baby spreading legs for some
Yeah.
I got granddaughters that stun us. I'm putting this on their mind already. You think I want them involved with people like that? With women that can't think? All these women, these black women,
have to step their game up.
They're gonna have to step their game up.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm. I can't do it. I'm not pushing out 9 pound babies for this nonsense.
Yep, that's right. Wisdom Faye got it again. They are hurt and broken, and they need to fix themselves. You know, the shit that used to work for them is not going to work anymore in this new timeline or new age. Like, try something different. If nothing worked for you for the last 3 decades, then don't do those things anymore. Try new shit. Try learning something. Get a whole new environment. Shit.
That's hard for them.
Yep. And even though they are hurt and broken, what you say, Faye? Don't give them a pass.
Nope. I don't get a pass. Yes. Women don't get a pass. Y'all think we haven't been getting no pass. We get our kids snatched. We get all type of stuff. Now y'all may see certain women that look like they getting the pass, but that ain't all of us. Most of us have to work hard, and not just that. I'm the oldest. I'm the elder sister. We do way more than anybody else. I babysit all kind of stuff. And now that I need things, guess what my younger siblings tell me? They busy. See, when you're the oldest, as the matriarch, family comes first. So we do whatever it takes for the younger siblings to get on. But they get it in their heads like that was then, this is now. No, bitch, my life is still going. So I need assistance. So we're getting out of this assisting one another. We're all dropping each other. Your narrative don't fit my narrative. As soon as you get what you want. So when we start backing out of these paradigms, all of those half people that you help get theirs, watch they shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't even, and not spitefully, just watch. Don't be spiteful because you did what you did out of love. I help all my family as I did what I did out of love, and I would not take one back second of it. But I'm realizing how hard and the heavy hold that the matrix got on them.
Mm-hmm.
Like anything I'm doing, if it's not about the matrix, they don't want to talk to me. They don't want to. They. You see what I'm saying? This they don't want to see me. But if it's about the matrix supporting what they doing and stuff, they all there.
Mm-hmm.
I get their time and attention now. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, this was a lesson. This was a lesson for me, so that I could keep focused. I got to stay focused, guys. So thank you for helping me stay focused for sure. I'm sure you're going to go over it and let me know what you think of the lesson plan. Let me know what I could have elaborated on too, please. Always. Right. Please, audience, let me know what I could elaborate on, because sometimes I get busy. Sometimes I got grandkids, y'all just don't see them.
Right.
So I get distracted. So let me know what I could elaborate on when I'm doing these sessions too. So when I come back, I would gladly expound. The goddess know I don't mind going deep.
Right. And tell us if you're interested in the ebook, or let us know. I put the contact information for Salima up there, her Gmail and her Cash App. If you've been getting anything out of her teachings, go on to Yasini in the House. Go and look for her classes. We're going to have to announce exactly what the fairs are, what the titles are, and what we're going to be specializing in. Right now, go if you have anything on your mind that you need to know or figure out, or work with a real teacher on some things to get going in the knowledge, then call her. Let her know. Put in your donation and get wiser.
Let's
Let's
get
get wiser.
is here.
It's time.
Gratitude got us.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and so thank you,
here.
I Am Wisdom Faye, for adding value to today's lessons. Thank you, Skylar's World, for joining in.
Always.
And thank you to the regulars, always. Nalik, Saba Joe, thank you for being here today.
Yes.
And so Yasini wants to say peace to everybody in the chat and who come up on this video in the near future or in the future. And once again, we just doing what we were put here to do. That's it. So with my eyes watering, I think that tea is kicking in and pushing out the toxins already.
Right.
So I'm gonna go have me a second cup. Leave y'all to all of this. Watch it again, because she be so deep sometimes that you might miss that. But pay close attention to every word that she's saying. She knows exactly what she's saying. Put it in context and learn something. All right.
That's all I could say.
That's right. And so share this video, like this video, and subscribe to my channel and Salima Ella's channel. And let's stay on the path. All right. Peace. Salima,
Peace and love.
Goddess,
Peace and
thank
love.
you. Thank you
Love
much.
y'all.
All right.